So hello everyone, welcome to this new session. So in this session we are going to discuss with a few problems which are very important. Okay, so now let's discuss those problems. So the first problem is, do the fields E is equal to Em sin x sin t Ai vector and H is equal to Em by mu naught cos x cos t Az vector satisfy the Maxwell's equation or not? Okay, so this is the question where they have given the E and H. So first we need to be identifying the Maxwell's equation, where we have the relationship between E and H. Yeah, we have one relationship between E and H, one a Maxwell's equation, that is del cross E is equal to minus dou B by dou T. Since this B is equal to mu times H, so that's why del cross E is equal to minus mu naught dou H by dou T. Okay, so this is one Maxwell's equation, okay, where we have the relationship between E and H. For this Maxwell's equation, substitute the values of E and H, okay, and we need to be checking for LHS equal to RHS. When we get these two as equal, we can say that this sum satisfies the Maxwell's equation. Okay, so for this term, take the derivative of del cross E, take the determinant here, AX A by AZ, dou by dou X, dou by dou Y, dou by dou Z. So here in this they have given in terms of y direction, so that's why x and z would be 0, and Em sin x sin t substitute here, then take the separate cross multiply and take the determinant, and this is the answer which we are getting for del cross E, that is Em cos x sin t Az vector. Okay, similarly for right hand side, that is dou b by minus dou b by dou t, or we can write it as minus mu naught dou h by dou t minus mu naught dou by dou t of H is this formula, write it as this value, that is Em by epsilon naught into cos x cos t Az, or simply we can take minus mu naught and this Em by mu naught, take it outside so that we can cancel this mu naught. So we are left with Em into minus cos x sin t into Az. Okay, since the differentiation of it is with respect to t, dou by dou t, so this cos x would be remaining as it is, and this cos t, differentiation of cos is minus sign, so that's why we're getting minus cos x sin t Az vector. So we can minus into minus is plus, okay, and mu naught will be getting cancelled, so our minus dou b by dou t is equal to Em cos x sin t into Az. Okay, it is equal to this term only, del cross E. So we can say that LHS is equal to RHS, so Maxwell's equation is satisfied. Okay, so this was one simple problem related to Maxwell's equation, you can note it down. So let's see one more problem, okay, which is a direct problem and very important problem. They might be asking as a sub question for some of the derivations of this module. So that is, if sigma is equal to 58 into 10 power 6 mho, MHO, okay, MHO is the unit for sigma, okay, since conductivity is equal to 1 divided by resistance, and the resistance SI unit is ohm, okay, for conductivity it is expressed as mho, okay, MHO, that is mhos per meter. At frequency they have mentioned it as 10 megahertz. Determine the depth of penetration. Okay, so simple, this is a direct problem. So this is in free space, okay, in free space. So the depth of penetration formula we have discussed in the last session, that is square root of 1 by pi f into mu naught sigma. Okay, in place of free space, so we are going to replace mu by mu naught, and we know how we have a standard value of mu naught, that is 4 pi into 10 power minus 7 ampere per meter. So substitute the value, dou is equal to 1 by pi, its standard value is 3.14 into frequency they mentioned it as 10 megahertz. Mega means 10 power 6, so 10 into 10 power 6 into mu naught value is 4 pi into 10 power minus 7 into 58 into 10 power 6. So if we simplify this in the calculator, what we are getting, square root of 1 by 2.287 into 10 power 9. So dou is equal to square root of 10 power 9. If you bring it to the numerator, it would be 10 power minus 9. Then if you put this thing in the calculator, so this is the depth of penetration which we obtained, that is 2.05 into 10 to the power 2.09 into 10 to the power minus 9, or simply we can write it as 20.9 micro. Okay, yeah, so this is the simple depth of penetration problem, so you can note it down. Okay, so we have one more important problem. Now let's see that problem now. So this is the question, very important one. The question is, a 9.375 gigahertz uniform plane wave is propagating in polyethylene with the standard value of epsilon r is equal to 2.26 If the amplitude of the electric field, they have mentioned it as 500 volt per meter, and the material is assumed to be lossless, we need to find these things, that is phase constant, wavelength, velocity of propagation, intrinsic impedance, and magnetic field intensity. Okay, so these are the 5 things which are going to find. So in the derivations and all, we have seen the relationship between these things, right? So the first thing is, let's find the phase constant. The formula for phase constant is omega square root of omega mu naught, since this is in free space, sigma by 2. Okay, so now in order to find this beta, we don't have any values for omega and sigma. The standard value of mu naught, we know that it is 4 pi into 10 power minus 7. So we know that the value of omega is equal to 2 pi f. So omega is equal to 2 into 3.14 into f. The frequency they mentioned it as 9.375 gigahertz. So 9.375 into 10 power 9, giga means 10 power 9. So if we solve this, the omega value, we are getting it as 5.88 into 10 power 10 radian per second. It's unit. Okay, it's mentioned it as referred as radian per second. So this is the value of omega. Similarly, sigma is equal to 1 by neta. Okay, since neta is the intrinsic impedance, okay, in free space the value of neta is equal to we have seen it as it is 376.7, right? So that's why sigma is equal to 1 by 376.7, and approximately the answer, if we simplify, we are getting it as 2.65 into 10 to the power minus 3 mho per meter. Okay, so this is the unit for sigma conductivity. So now these two things we are going to substitute in this equation back, that is square root of. So I have substituted the value of omega, sigma and mu naught. Okay, and if we simplify this square root, the answer for beta we are getting approximately as 9.892. Okay, so this is the value of our phase constant beta. So similarly, in the next case, they have asked, second sub question, they have asked to find us the value of wavelength lambda. And lambda, we know that we have a formula, that is c by f. Since f is equal to, since lambda times f is equal to c, so that's why lambda is equal to c by f. So lambda is equal to c. Okay, so in order to find the c, that is velocity of propagation. So first we need to be finding the velocity of propagation in order to find wavelength. Okay, so that's why first we need to be solving the third sub question to find the value of c. We know that velocity of propagation, the formula is omega by beta. So c is equal to omega, just now we have calculated, that is 5.88 into 10 power 10 divided by beta is equal to, just now we have got 9.892. Okay, and if we simplify this, we are going to get our answer as 5.94 into 10 power 9 meter per second. Okay, so this is the value of velocity of propagation of light. So this value we are going to substitute back here. Okay, so the value of c is 5.94 into 10 power 9 divided by frequency. In the question they have mentioned 9.375 gigahertz. Giga means 10 power 9, so we can cancel these two, and when we divide this, the answer we are getting it as 0.63. The unit of wavelength is meter. Okay, so this is the answer for wavelength and velocity of propagation. So in the next question they have asked to find out the intrinsic impedance. So they told us to find the intrinsic impedance, that is neta is equal to Ey by Hz. Okay, so for this Ey by Hz, from the derivations here, from the intrinsic impedance of free space, so we have got one relation, that is Ey by Hz is equal to c times mu naught, right? We have derived this equation, so that's why Ey by Hz we need to be substituting the values of c here, which we have got, that is 5.94 into 10 power 9 into the mu naught value, standard value is 4 pi into 10 power minus 7. So if we solve this, our value of intrinsic impedance we are getting is approximately 7.46 kilo ohms. Okay, since impedance is represented as the unit is ohms, so this is the value of intrinsic impedance. So similarly, the next sub question they have mentioned it to find the magnetic field intensity, that is H. Okay, so we have one relation between Ey and Hz, that is Ey by Hz is equal to, just now we have got it as 7.46 kilo ohms, right? But in the question they have mentioned the amplitude of electric field as 500 volts per meter, so that's why 500 by Hz is equal to 7460 So therefore what we can write it, Hz is equal to 500 divided by 7460. 10 get cancelled. So 50 divided by 746, if we simplify, approximately the answer we are getting it as 0.067 amperes per meter. Okay. So this is the value of magnetic field intensity. So like this we are going to solve this problem. Okay, all the 5 sub questions we have solved. So this is the end of this module. Okay, and we can say that finally the syllabus is completed. Okay, so we have successfully completed the syllabus of this electromagnetic theory. All the 5 modules we have covered till now, till the date. It is available in our channel. Okay, so those who are new to this video and those who cannot believe that we have completed, you can check our channel. All the 5 modules we have covered, all the concepts. So yeah, you can refer those, all of them. Okay, it is available in our playlist. It might be appearing on the right of your screen now. So please do support those our channel and do watch those videos and comment down your opinions about how is our teaching style and whether we should have any improvement or not. So that's all for this session. Please like, share, subscribe. Thank you.